Greetings, everyone. Well, this is another Sunday evening, and I'm so grateful to be in your space, in your company, just giving God thanks for all that He has been doing. Interestingly, nothing happens by chance, right? And, in walking in by faith, I'm so grateful to God for, His leading and His direction. And I am Shirley Mitchell-Berment, your host, and I was born to talk. And of course, this is Born to Talk, the talk show where we have valuable conversations about fulfilling your God-ordained purpose. And I am on purpose. I discovered my purpose in terms of zeroing in on it in 2023 that I was born to talk. And so last year, November, in dealing with my identity and really coming home to knowing who I am in Christ and what God has called me to be, He led me to this particular stage now of doing this show, Born to Talk. And so one of the taglines for it is I am valuable. And the word valuable, he caused me to put an acronym to it. And the V stands for victorious, the A, accepted by God, L, loved by God and others. U, useful in the kingdom of God. A, apple of God's eye. B, beloved of God. L, loaded with God, and eternally grateful to God. But it has been edited. But God has been doing great things, and I am grateful to Him. And today, this evening, is a great privilege of mine to have with me in the space of Born to Talk talk show studio, developing on its way, developing. None other than Miss Onella Britain, and she is a professional head educator of design, yoga, designing education, the acronym JDEL, for over 10 years. She has been in the educational sector, informal and informal settings, which includes being a homeschool mom and entrepreneur. She's into education and teaching. Her education and teaching degree is in visual arts, specializing in graphic design. Sorry, y'all, if I'm mixing up a little bit again. I'm so glad for all of what God is doing. It's kind of a little rush, but nevertheless, we're going to have this conversation this evening, and I trust that it'll be a blessing to you. So, welcome, Miss Onella Britton, and you just share your journey of how you know that you have landed in this place of fulfilling your purpose. Welcome to Born to Talk, the talk show. Good evening.
Good evening, Shirley. Thank you for inviting me.
Welcome.
So it's a pleasure to be here and also for sharing the acronym valuable. I think it's a great start to the introduction as well. And thank you for the introduction. You did fine. Right? So I understand for the sake of time, the valuable in terms of leading with purpose, right? So in finding our purpose and even my purpose, you have to understand or realize what value you could offer, not just others, but yourself, to be of value to yourself, right? Because sometimes we walk without any purpose or any direction. And it's good to be very reflective to see what value we have to offer. Now, in discovering my purpose, it wasn't planned. The journey, it was really about putting the pieces together, step by step, realizing that I had a passion for, drawing, the arts, the visual space, communication, and generally helping others see the light within themselves, right? So the journey was, well, it's still going. It's still going. I would say that the journey is still going, but the passion is ever there. I'm grateful to meet persons along the way also who are just candles in this world and helping us to keep our light going. So that's something along the journey which I appreciate as well in leading and continuing with purpose. So my purpose would be within the education space, helping persons, learners, facilitators have better communication or just success overall in and outside the classroom traditionally with these settings as we know it to be, and the informal one that we have along the way to have success in whatever teaching they have. What advice I would actually offer to persons in trying to find their purpose, which I can look back and say just observe. Observe what speaks to your heart, what actually you find yourself doing again. So let's say if you just keep finding yourself in the kitchen and you love cooking, just follow those steps. So that will help you lead to your purpose, doing what you love. And sometimes other persons may see your capabilities before you do, and it's good to give something a try. So if it is you cook something really well, and somebody give you that nudge, that edge to continue cooking, you might actually find that to be your purpose. So that's just my advice for this particular segment.
Thank you so much, Onella. Tell me, but in terms of, I like how you say that. Now, I realize when I read the acronym there, right? That's the older version. So I had to get a newer version of it, right? But the V is victorious, right? And, but, to be able to just quickly identify with, that key thing that you said, something that you love doing.
Yes.
You being an educator. How many, yeah, well, I have the bio that said 10 years, but how long it started? Because for me, my mother didn't used to want to send me nowhere to get groceries or anything because Sherlyn had to stop and talk to everybody. So this talking thing is not now. But of course, God is directing me now. So for you, how did you identify it? How did you connect with your purpose and when did it fully come alive for you? Can you share that with us?
Well, the it came through joy, and knowing that the feeling of joy and completeness in what you're doing, and you're offering someone the as the assistance in spreading that, able to do something that they can complete themselves, that feeling of joy. I can't put an exact timeline because it happened over a period of time, over and over, probably without me even noticing it. But I would say in 2024, what actually was an aha moment, I was speaking with a previous lecturer from secondary school, a visual arts teacher, and he actually said, wow, you actually pursued your tertiary education in graphic design, which was good. You stuck with it. And I didn't realize I actually pursued it from school in art because I really loved art in school. So him putting it together, me not knowing anything about graphic design in school, pursuing it, it was really an aha moment. So I would say in 2024, realizing that through that conversation with him, with the career path, was my aha moment. But the fulfillment that happened along the way, it doesn't have a timestamp for that because I trust I will have more aha moments to come.
Okay. So I read in your bio that you homeschool as well. Um, so how is that for you in terms of you are part of the network of the organization that does homeschooling. How is it? How does it work for you? So probably because there might be persons out there who may be trying to fine tune their purpose. If you could tie that together for us.
Well, my approach to the whole homeschooling, well, strategy, it was actually trying to connect to other persons in this new area I was going into because I felt like something was missing. When I wanted to try something different for the children because I've been through the typical educational system, right? So I wanted to try a different approach, a more holistic all around approach for my children. So connecting with others, homeschooling parents, extracurricular activities, connecting with parents there, having those important conversations with them about needs, the desires of children, how they are reacting. It was really important conversation. So I would say academically and extracurricular wise, connecting with other persons in your space, it was helpful.
I remembered, I think was it this year? The time is going so quickly. I think it was at the beginning of this year or the close of last year, attending a funeral and was hearing one of the persons that is a part of the association for homeschooling. And so
Mm-hmm.
that's why I linked to that. I know I also have a friend who lives abroad, and she homeschooled her daughter, and
Mm-hmm.
I know that it's a lot of benefits, I guess, to it. I guess it will have the factor of when you actually have to get them into school to deal with that transitioning. But I know it has been successful for her, and I take it has been successful for you as well. And in even starting this particular business, this field that you are in. I am seeing you smiling from cheek to cheek. So, as you say, it's joy that has brought you to this place. And that's how I feel as well about talking, but not just talking and just talking, but really being able to share with others and see them come into who they were destined to be. What does the future look like for you and your business? As before we wrap this up together, what does the future look like for you, purpose wise and business wise?
Business wise, well, I leave everything into God's hands. I try to stay in the present moment, do what I can do when I can do to the best of my ability, that I can do things, and I leave the future into God's hands. I just try to be in the present moment.
And so, before we close off, is there anything you would like to say to someone who will connect with this segment to encourage them, to let them know that, look, it's okay to identify with who you really are and what you were born
Mm-hmm.
to do and how you can stay on that pathway? I'm about helping push others up into their purpose as well, identifying it because there is so much satisfaction in becoming who you were meant to be. And I'm sure there is something you would want to say before we close off.
Well, definitely. And I would just have to say keep positive, no matter how much struggles, because life will give you obstacles. And it's lessons to learn from those obstacles. If it is that no door is open and you create that door, if it is that you have a passion and a gift for something, it would have negative the noise in this world, but it also may have people who may uplift you. But try to find the upliftment from within and let your passion and that motivation, that drive for what you want to do, be the positive in your actions.
Thank you so much, Onella, for being in the space of Born to Talk, the talk show. This has been Born to Talk, the talk show, y'all, with your host, Shirley Mitchell-Berment. It was a pleasure being here and just doing what God has commissioned me to do. So, of course, we're going to be on another Sunday evening, just sharing, having valuable conversations about fulfilling purpose. Your purpose is valuable. And this week, as I close off, this week going in work, I was having a conversation with one of my colleagues, and I asked them the question, what is the value you'll put on your purpose? What is the value? Make that investment today. Your purpose is worth it. So God bless you until we connect another Sunday evening. Bye, everyone, and I love you. Thank you so much, Janella, for being on. Take care and
You're
have a wonderful
welcome,
week ahead.
everyone.
Bye.